Hey, everybody. It's Barbara Gertina here with Wellness Matters, You Matter. And I want to emphasize that because I've really been working on my branding. And I feel that it's so timely right now. It's so important right now. And I've also been working on some tools and additional tools to bring forward at this time. Because what can we do? I'm finding so many people lost. I know I've been sluggish. And now I've had a wake up call that, hey, it's really important to keep our vibration and our energy up and our positive energy. Um, every day we're being bombarded with the news of things that are happening. And we don't want to put our head in the sand, and yet we don't want to be obsessed about everything either. And I've talked to some other people recently, and they said, I just feel so helpless. What can I do? And so we're really looking at what action can I take. First of all, taking care of yourself right now is one of the most important things that you can be doing because we are on fight or flight. Our central nervous system is dysregulated. And did you know? I just found this out recently, actually, and I'm in the health and wellness business. And many of you know I work with activation and reactivating your body through plant based products. And your cells are the key components for everything. We have a saying, fix the cell and be well. And also, it's not what you eat, it's what you absorb. So that cell must be really healthy in order to absorb any of the extra nutrients that you might be taking, for the water that you might be ingesting, because that hydration right now is so important as well. And boy, it's been super hot here in Florida. It went from really a gentle sort of spring. I was really, wow, this is lasting for a while with low humidity, to boomed like July intense sun heat. But anyway, it's really important that we take time and really take care of ourselves. I know that I've been taking care of myself at a level that I never have before. So self care is paramount. Getting enough sleep, drinking enough water, and hydration. I just learned of someone who said their friend's daughter in her 20s has been working, 80 hours a week, whatever, and landed in the hospital with low electrolytes and hydration. And she's out of work for weeks because she got really, really sick being that dehydrated and not having enough electrolytes in her body. And all electrolytes are not the same. So we know that. So our cells are really, really important. If our cells are not functioning correctly, then we're not absorbing. You could spend a fortune on nutrients and nutrition and supplements and organic foods. But if your body is unable to absorb them, how did you know that? We're still going to feel terrible, still going to feel sick. So the first place to start is your nervous system. So when your nervous system is out of whack, your cells are closed off and they're not absorbing, and things are not being let into the cell the way that they should be let into the cell. And other things are being kept in the cell that you want out of the cell. So right now, being able to do breath work, if you can do meditation, even if you can do meditative walking, that's where you're really walking very slow with slow footsteps and you're observing. Maybe there's a leaf on the ground, a certain rock, like your attention is on something else. You can even do something like take a flower or a rose, and as you peel each petal off, you're noticing. So your mind is on something else. You are grounding yourself and you are calming your nervous system down. I've also started bringing frequencies into my life, and I cannot believe the difference. And having key frequencies available to me 24/7 like that, immediately clearing and creating an energetic field and an EMF field. I can also add, there's a frequency for that. That's a funny saying. Everything is, we are energy, we are water. So we carry vibrations and frequencies. So I'm pairing that with my business of supplementation, however, activation. That is the big focus. And I was looking for a long time for tools for emotional wellness. And so when you're dealing with frequencies, there's all the frequencies for your emotions, for calm, for tranquility, and we can all say, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the breath work. I'm going to do some yoga. But I don't know about you. That is not so easily done in this day and age right now. I can say those things, but am I really being able to um, calm my system down? Finances are a worry. Um, Job security is a worry. Um, the disparity between families and belief systems is challenging, and so we can manually try to do all those things. And I work with a lot of healers. I've been a part of that kind of community in empathic ways. But let's face it, we can't always sit down and be able to do that. Or you can't always be in a situation. Maybe you're even in your car and in a traffic jam, or just saw a terrible accident. Well, you have an opportunity to push a couple of buttons and have frequencies that relate exactly to that. So the other day, it was really, I got my paddleboard out and I had my launch day. And I haven't been using those particular muscles in my thighs. And boy, the next day, my thighs were, and I didn't even paddle that long, just getting it out, blowing it up, getting in the water. That was my big goal. And I went for a short ride. It got very hot, and also I knew that I needed to pace myself. And I didn't want to go too far out either with the way the weather was. So, oh my goodness, I was so happy I was using muscles that I hadn't used before, or for a while anyway. And like I couldn't sleep, my muscles hurt that much. And then I remembered I have this device available to me on my phone with frequencies. So I started running. Um, Frequency, muscle spasms, muscle pain, ligaments, um, just be pain free. There are all these different particular frequencies, and that subsided tremendously. I also took an additional yellow activator, a, a plant based tiny yellow, we call it the little yellow pill. I took an additional one because part of that process is something called oxidative stress. And I know we're dealing with stress, and that creates oxidative stress, but oxidative stress is damage to your cells. It's the free radicals floating around trying to damage other cells. And we get millions of them every day bombarding. And they're looking for healthy cells to tag on and complete themselves. And then they're ruining the healthy cell. You also want to get rid of damaged cells? Or did you know that when we have cell turnover, then your body is eliminating ineffective and dead cells? So you want them like the garbage truck. We have processes in our body, especially during the night when you are sleeping. Your body's working hard to detox, to restabilize. It does a lot of work while we're sleeping. And that's why sleep is so important. So I went into a few different topics here, but I wanted to give you an overview, and I'll go into depth more so in future YouTube talks. But I wanted to really emphasize how important you are, how important you matter, because I know, as I said at the beginning, that many of us and many of my friends, it's like feeling helpless. You just give up. You want to put your head in the sand. And when you feel like you're taking action and you're doing something to help situations, it really does a lot for your hope, for your dreams, for your processes in your body. Because let's face it, wellness matters and we matter. Your wellness matters tremendously to how you feel about yourself and how much you matter. We need everyone on this. And I thought of one thing that I've noticed I decided consciously to do, and is that people are hurting right now, and people are scared right now. People might feel uncertain right now. So I really try to extend kindness. I might open the door for someone, let somebody in on traffic, smile at somebody in the store, especially diversity. I've been really reaching out to diversity. Like, I see you. I respect you. You are welcome here. You know, I'm not going to look at a burglar and do that, but you can tell that people are on edge. if they're a different ethnicity, no matter how long they have lived here, we know all of those stories. I'm at the gym and I can smile at somebody. I can engage in a conversation. I can say hello. I can notice them because so many times I know this happens to me being older now. I feel invisible. It's easy to feel like you're not noticed, you're invisible. And that's a lonely feeling. So do find something, no matter how small it is, it does so much for you to feel like you are contributing, and it does so much to others because that can be a big ripple effect. So I hope this YouTube was useful for you. Please stay tuned. I'm so excited to finally find a logo for my business. For a few years, I've been trying to figure out a logo, and I finally have one. I've been working on that, and we'll be branding my materials and bringing more forward. Now that I found the key, a bigger and easier key for the emotional health component of my business, and I'm really putting that forward in the idea of frequencies. Because Einstein said the future of medicine is frequencies.